Welcome to the Ribeye Radio Show, the official show of the Steak Cook-Off Association. Now, sit back, grab a cold one, and let's see what's cooking.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Buttery Galloway, and I'm going to be your guest host this week for the Ribeye Radio Show. Now, we're going to be bringing you guys an interview with the Smoking Joint. Now, be careful if you have little ones, because they are from Australia, so there's going to be some colorful language used, and therefore parental discretion is advised. So grab a cold one, sit back, and enjoy the show.
We're here with the Smoking Joint from Australia. These guys were a ton of fun at Meat Stock. Had to get them on the air. I think you're going to enjoy them. This is, I believe, first guy on here is Grant. Grant, introduce yourself, buddy.
Yeah, I've got to apologize for all this noise. First and foremost, thank you very much for having us. I'm sure it'll be funny, but there is 4 of us dialed in from 4 different calls, so bear with us.
I'm sure it'll be great. Want to say hi, Damon?
Yeah, I'm Dane.
Hey,
how you going?
All right, short bus. How about you, Liam?
G'day, mate. How you going?
Good. And I guess last but not least, Damien?
Hey, Brett. How are you? Good to see you again, mate.
I'm doing great. Are you the head cook of the team, or who's the head cook of the team?
That would actually be Grant, is actually the team captain. For some reason, he put my name down on the piece of paper, but I don't know why.
Gotcha. I thought he was just the pretty boy of the team.
I'd like to be humble. I think that's the most important thing about a team captain.
You're doing a good job.
Does humble mean something different in Australia? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think the beautiful thing about this team is we're a democracy. Unusual for a cook team, but we vote on everything. In fact, when we cooked the steak for this particular competition, we actually voted on every stage. And at one stage, I decided to go one way and it got voted out. So fortunately, the team was smarter than me, and as a result, we won.
Wow. So you got voted out on something.
Yeah.
All right, that's what...
Basically, when we did the steak, when we did the steak, it was a funny thing. As you remember, Brett, we basically were sitting there ready to do the meat stock competition, which for us is a whole host of protein. And when we arrived, we heard about the SCA, we knew about you guys, and we actually hadn't enrolled. And we saw the fanfare and the excitement, and I made an executive decision and said, fuck that, we're in. So basically, we grabbed our opportunity and jumped in.
Well, you guys were the last ones into the cook-off. You showed up just at steak selection, so it put you at the end of the line, which, honestly, the steaks there were really good, so it really didn't matter. You guys picked last, and you finished first.
Yeah, it was a funny thing. I was sitting there and I saw the steaks coming out. I knew, basically in Australia, Cape Grim is, a renowned brand for producing really good quality meat. And I thought, we're here, we come prepared, we all can barbecue. Why wouldn't we try a hat in the ring against the best, in Australia? So, yeah, it was a kind of like a fait accompli. I said, we're doing it. And I tapped one of the boys on the shoulder. I tapped Dane on the shoulder and said, go and pick the best you can get out of the last. And he went and grabbed him. And when we grabbed him, straight away I thought, fuck, this is make or break for us. We've done a couple of steaks before. In Australia, we have it as a category that's ancillary to our normal competitions. And the boys have done well in a KCBS. We scored a third at a KCBS against 50 teams. And we scored a second in another competition at which is one of the competitions on the east coast of Australia. And you've got to remember, Australia is a big place. It's one of the largest countries in the world, and there's not many of us, but we're spread, few and far between. And I thought we'll have a crack. My boys can cook, so we grabbed the steaks, and the rest is basically trophy history.
That's awesome. That's how it happens. You get in one time, give it a shot. You guys nailed it on your first I watched you guys that weekend. I saw you got calls in the barbecue as well. You guys can cook.
Yeah, look, it's a funny team. The smoking joint is like, we're an interesting group. None of us are actually chefs or cooks, but like a lot of the people who probably listen and a lot of people who compete, we love barbecue. I think it unifies us with everyone across Europe and obviously the US because we follow that closely, more closely than anything. But we just love cooking, and everyone in the team cooks. We all have our own sort of, approaches, but when we come together as a team, it just works. And I think once you've got the right boys together and, in every scenario, we keep it very simple. We're simple cooks. We don't do anything extravagant, but we love the meat and we want that to shine. And I think with the steak thing, I think the advice you gave the teams competing, you guys basically said the meat is the hero here. Do the right thing by the meat, and we took that to heart. And we just basically threw it on the rig. We run an American smoker. We run a Yoda smoker from Wichita. It's a 30-inch double door custom Frontiersman. We run on a big trailer, and we literally lit that thing up to cook 2 small steaks. So, yeah, it worked a treat.
What'd you think of Meat Stock? That was our first experience over there, and we're blown away. That just there's something for everybody there, and I just thought it was a great event. What do you think about it?
I think each of us have individual experiences from Meat Stock. I think the best thing is that we have a platform to cook to, thousands, tens of thousands of people, which is unusual, I think, in anyone's backyard. But in Australia, because of our demography, you have all these people come together to celebrate meat. And I mean, Meat Stock's such a cool name because it just brings, the butchers, the barbecuers. We throw in the coolness of the music. We borrow again, like from the US with the blues. And, it basically just works. There aren't many events like that, I reckon, around the world. Obviously we aspire to go to some of your crazy ones. For us, things like the World Food Championships, Memphis in May, the Jack are all places we aspire to. And for us, Meat Stock is that for us.
Yeah, it was an experience. Jay and them do such a great job on it, and the ABA guys do a great job on the as far as the barbecue judging goes. It's interesting to watch their process, and I was impressed. They really do care about the cookers and the judging process, which is awesome. You guys are lucky to have them over there.
Yep.
That's for
sure. Yeah, it's funny. If you ask the boys, if I look at my crew, we all get something different out of it. We were fortunate in the Melbourne competition that Liam's actually a local boy anyway, so that kind of helps us. The actual group is actually spread pretty far. The 3 of us, Dane and Damien and myself, we're from the south, so we're basically Alabama version of Australia. The deep south.
Yes.
And he's from the East Coast, but having a bit of local knowledge probably helps. Liam, what do you reckon? You reckon Meat Stock, a big event, small event, a good one? What do you reckon?
Fantastic. I think, like you said earlier, it just has something for everybody. There's the music, there's, obviously the meat, and it just, like you said, it just brings everyone together, and it's just, it went off without a hitch. It was good weather. It was fantastic. Fantastic place to be, and have a few beers in the sun when it's all said and done. It was, it was awesome weekend, really. So can't fault it.
What'd you think about it, Damien?
Would have been nice, but that's about it.
Meat Stock's pretty much the most balanced event we'll get in Australia. It's a good combination of everything, really, if you want it. The people that just love meat, the people that come there for the theatre of the show, the people that come there for there's the hairdressers too. But there's also the Bush Awards, which is a great part of it, which you look at it, and the people actually cut up the meat on a time scale, and you win a butcher contest. And that's a really interesting part of it. I thought probably the best part that they brought to the whole show.
Yeah, that's an interesting twist. That was really neat to see. What about Dane? What do you think?
Well,
I just love getting out to these large events because people travel from, interstate, there's people from Western Australia that I talk to and know guys from New South Wales and Victoria. We're just from little old Adelaide, we're pretty isolated here. There's quite a tight-knit group of us here, but it's good to go over, and we've got such a good, barbecue community in Australia. It's great to catch up with everyone, who we talk to online, on nearly a daily basis on the platforms, like the ABA on Facebook and so forth, and catch up with them and see them cooking and have a yarn, and it's good. It's great. Have a few beers.
Yeah, it's great to see your buddies out there. You're right. That ABA page has about 15,000 people on it. Literally, it has that. And I'm on there. I follow it, and it's a blast. I mean, it's like being at a cook-off. You're almost standing around a pit with your buddies when you're reading this thing.
Yeah, and then because they're so far, like from here to New South Wales, like Sydney's, like 1,000 miles, 1,600 kilometres sort of thing. It's great to be able to catch up with all those people in one spot that you talk to so much and actually see them in person. It's great.
Well, I have noticed something kind of dominating the page lately, though. It's somebody has started this deal called Barber Hair Q. What the hell is that?
So look. So what happens is, I reckon, I'm sure this is universal, but you can correct me, Brett, if it isn't. But one of the things we do in barbecue is we all just talk very sincerely, about how camaraderie-driven it is and how we love each other. But it's a competition.
Right.
And one of the things you do in Australia better than anyone else is we take the piss. Now, I don't know if you have that saying in America, but in Australia, no one ever survives here talking themselves up. And so the way we deal with each other is we take the piss. So the idea is that we take the mickey out of each other. You can never be too good. You can never be too bad. And one of the ways we deal with it is we make fun of each other pretty hard. So some of the boys decided that I was too pretty to be a barbecuer. So they stitched me up in a television interview. And the fact is I have, I would say it's pretty good hair, but they thought it was pretty glamorous hair. So I decided to create this thing called Barb Hair Q. Barb Hair Q is the fact that barbecue should be beautiful, and that we shouldn't just wear hats and black t-shirts. That it should be a bit of glamour. It was a bit of a fun piss take on the idea of they're giving me a bit of stick, and so we created this thing called Barb Hair Q, and it was the idea that a bit of style, beard, tats, good looks, rockabilly, that sort of stuff, should be part of the sport. So I brought this thing to being, and who knew it was going to be that popular? But it's become a bit of a force. So Barb Hair Q is about making barbecue beautiful.
Yeah. You guys have like full production videos of this thing even. It's awesome.
We do, and it's created a bit of contention because I don't know if you noticed that there's a couple of different types of barbecuers. There are the traditional guys that are kind of a bit heavy set, and your traditional sort of rough and ready boys, and then you have now coming into the sport a lot of women coming into the sport, and I think you've got to encourage diversity, right? So yeah, make it a bit pretty. Obviously, one of the things we score, and I don't know, it's something you probably could educate us on, because obviously being new to this and qualifying through in our first round, is this idea that appearance is very important. Obviously for the production of the food and the presentation of the food, but we've also seen that the barbecue teams themselves, they bring brands, cool slogans, cool pictures, and obviously social media is very ever present now. So I don't know if it's the same in the US, but in Australia, your brand is becoming very, very important as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's important over here, too. Guys are trying to brand themselves. You guys in certain shirts and hats every week. doing their own social media stuff, and we're talking to some possible television programs, and so as that gets bigger and as those get closer, those are the guys that are going to kind of move to the top and move to the surface. That'll end up being on the shows. So that's where it's going.
Obviously, you look at your most famous barbecuers. They're all very handsome men, right, and women. Obviously Moto's son being an exception, an amazing man, but not so pretty.
I don't know. I'm going to see Mo this week. I'll see him later today, so I'm not going to comment on that one.
That's kind of I said that. So Dave said that.
Funny. Yeah, we'll blame that on.
No, so yeah, that was Dane. Yeah.
Oh, good. All right.
Yeah, but we'd like to have a lot of fun with barbecue. That's the main thing. I mean, barbecue is a very serious business because we represent some really, we represent the best in Australia in terms of the barbecue cuisine we produce. Ellis Butchers is our primary sponsor, and Ellis Butchers, produces or presents to us the best quality meat. So every time we cook, we want it to be represented the best way. That's kind of our thing.
Sure.
And we want to do justice by those things. So we take the piss. We have a lot of fun. We drink a lot of whiskey. We drink a lot of beer. And, like everyone, we have a lot of fun. But there's a serious note to it, and I think you have to do the best. I think winning these things is really fun, but they're not done by chance. These are done by understanding how meat cooks, understanding how you guys want it presented, listening, and then basically doing the best. So that's first and foremost. So yeah, that's a critical element for us at barbecue is when you have produce, do the best by that produce.
Now you guys definitely work well as a team and seem to understand that the meat's a star. Even in barbecue, I compete in barbecue too, but the meat, you want to taste that meat. And from what I saw, you guys just really enhanced the flavor of whatever you're cooking, which is awesome. That's how you win.
Yeah, I was lucky. Yeah, I was lucky enough early on to win a couple of competitions, and we got to travel. Well, I got to travel to the US actually with another friend of mine, Craig Philpott from a team called Suck Knuckle Smokers, who is the ABA champion. And when we went to the US, one of the great things was we got to do a couple of classes, and one of the people I met was a guy called Kevin Coleman. Kevin Coleman is a Weber Grill Master out of Palatine, Illinois, and he was really, really, such a great cook and such a great person and really humble, but he was like, guys, don't overthink this thing. It's meat and it's heat. Get the heat right, have the good meat, treat it the appropriate way, and you'll do well. The flavors and stuff that we put on it, we do that to the territory we're in. So I'll tell you, with that steak, I think the trick. I called it out when we did the response of the thing. We did salt, pepper, and garlic because that's Damien's choice, and Damien's pretty much, I'm the team captain, but that boy cooks mean steak, and he said salt, pepper, garlic. Don't trick it up. And my friend was wandering past, and Jess, and she said, throw some hardcore carnivore on the bottom of it. Hardcore carnivore is a activated charcoal-based seasoning, and I said, you know what, rock and roll, let's try it. I wandered around the pits. This is a bit of a trick too. I wandered around the pits before we actually prepped, and I talked to some of my friends who are better, more accomplished cooks than that we are, and I watched how they were prepping the stuff, and I said to them, do you mind if I have a look? And they were like, no, go ahead. And I watched the way they trimmed their meat. I watched the way they wrapped their meat. I watched they presented their meat. And then we went away and we used our tools that we had, the smokers, and we used clean heat charcoal, which is a special type of charcoal, to do the searing. And based on that, we produced a better product. But I borrowed from all these guys. So we didn't have to reinvent the wheel. We just basically looked at how the best do it and then basically threw that together and bang, came up with a win, which was extraordinary, and we're stoked.
Yeah, I think Kevin gave you some great advice. Get that steak on there and cook it fast. Sure.
He also gave me great hat envy. That dude has a fucking killer hat.
Does he really?
Oh, fuck yeah. Whatever that Stetson is that he gets from that hat company is the best thing ever. I'm going to get the boys all hats. Next time you see us, we're all going to be wearing Stetsons for sure. Big ones.
Are you? Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Heck, you might wait till
we're going to use a Kubras, though.
Kubras?
A Kubras. That's the Australian version. So we're going to get fucking Australian ones. Oh, by the way, did you notice I swore again? I apologise for that. We mentioned this before. Australians swear a lot.
Yeah, you guys have a way with the words. I've noticed that. I heard some different definitions while I was over. There was one word in particular. I thought there was only one usage of it.
We don't talk to our mums with these tongues, but so we apologise in advance to the mums that are listening. But one word you picked up on, which is special, I'll let you say it because you say it funnier than I do.
Who's that?
Brett, I'll let you say it because you say it funnier than I do.
No. I got to be careful.
Not saying it.
Well, I like that. This is this awkward pause. So for everyone listening, one of the things we say very genuinely, and it's not a cause for offence. So I apologise in advance for anyone that's offended. But in Australia, we use the word cunt a lot.
Yeah.
We don't use it in a derogatory sense. It's actually used in a descriptive sense. Like you might say, wow, that's really hot. We'll say, that cunt is hot.
Yeah, that's not a term. That's not how we say it's hot here.
Or you might say, no, Dane, you're cooking that wrong. I'll say, no, that's wrong, cunt.
So it's not used the way it's used over here. So it's a much gentler word over there, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
Joey, you're being a C word. I'd pretty much be on my way to the hospital.
Yeah. No. For us, when toddlers learn languages, there's they learn, cat, dog, mom, dad, cunt. Pretty much. That's pretty much how it's learned here.
That was your first. All right, I get it now. Now it's starting to make a little more sense. You guys agree with that? You guys all agree that that's one of the first words?
Did someone say absolutely?
Yeah, absolutely. It just rolls off the tongue. It's your word.
Rolls off the tongue. There's so many places I could go. All right, let's segue out of there. You guys SCA World Championship in Fort Worth, Texas. We are going to have 125 teams probably there. This will be teams from the United States, 5 countries in Europe, Canada. Hopefully we'll have a representative from Japan if it's on time. But we're going to have an international flavor to this thing. Thursday night, we're going to do a dinner at Ken's house. Did it the last couple of years. We invite the international teams out and bring the guys out. Heck, last year the guys were on Facebook holding, I think every one of them had a shotgun from Ken's house, but he's got a pond out there with some fish in it, and horses and pool table, and just a fun place to hang out and kind of make you guys feel at home, welcome you guys to America. And I think I didn't.
I can say for myself. Yeah, what's the best part?
House has a walk-in liquor cabinet. Literally a walk-in liquor cabinet. So I don't think we'll go thirsty.
I was going to say, you picked up on one thing we're not used to. So we might use a lot of bad language, but we don't have a lot of experience with firearms. So maybe keep the Aussies away from them for the first part.
It's true.
Well,
Come on, we spent a few years in the military, mate. I think we've got some.
Yes.
Well, the Europe boys weren't
maybe some of the Aussies should stay away from it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't let Liam near him. He's a dodgy cunt.
Especially after I've been in the walk-in liquor cabinet.
Yeah. Just pictures. And we're not going to leave them. They won't be loaded, believe me. So we'll do that Thursday. And then on Friday, we'll we do the
shotgun.
What's that?
Pretty much I'm picturing us. Sorry, pretty much I'm picturing us shooting fish in your pond at the moment. Fishing bass in the pond.
We're gonna have to have some people watching you, boy. It'll be good. Don't worry. So Friday night. That's when we do our introductions. We bring every team to the stage. We say, from Australia, here's the smoke. And we start whatever song you pick. I don't know what song you guys are going to want to have, but that'll be the song we bring you to the stage with. So if you pick Back in Black by AC/DC, we start blaring that. And we introduce you. You guys will come up to the stage. We take pictures, and then we'll bring the next team up. But everybody gets a call. Everybody's brought to the stage that night. It's really a neat environment. Last year we had an open bar. We had dinner for everybody, and it was just neat to see all the teams.
Can we choose the theme song now?
If you got one, you'd be the first one to choose it.
I reckon we go around. The room. Let's come up with some ideas now, guys. What do you reckon, Damo? What do you think? Oh, actually, Dane, what do you think? What would be a cool song? What's your recommendation for a cool Aussie intro song?
AC/DC Back in Black would be my pick, but he's already said it.
Yeah, no, Back in Black. That's real cool. That's cool. Dane, what about you?
No, I think we've got to go more the stage of the. I think we're. How can it? No, I don't know. Is it Holy Grail? Maybe.
Oh, yes. Liam, what do you think? Men at Work. Down Under.
I come from.
Oh, yes. Good choice.
Come on, boys. Damn it.
Good call.
I reckon
everyone loves the Vegemite sandwich.
So Brett, for you, so obviously, what I think, because you don't know a lot of those songs, do you?
I know Back in Black.
So you know, so we don't need to hum that. Liam, given it was your suggestion, can you give me a quick verse of that down under one, just so we've got it? So I just need a quick one, just because we need to make the decision now. So just give me a little, I come from a land. Just give me that, if you can give me that. You can do it.
Land down under. There you go.
Yeah, give me the rest. What is the rest?
Under, mate.
We're women.
No, I haven't warmed up. I don't know if I could really belt out a verse.
All right.
About half a dozen.
Can you give me some Holy Grail?
No, I can't.
Yeah, this week. That's it. You're a pack of cunts. So, being on the team captain, I think
we haven't heard yours.
I'm trying, but I can't.
Yeah, look, I think I think all of those are great suggestions. Obviously, mine would have been more around me being the boss and something around Midnight Oils when the general talks, but I'm okay that it's not me.
Oh, but that might have pinned people.
I reckon it has to be, we come from a land down under, for sure. Men at Work. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
That's it. We voted. Done.
That's the song, eh?
No,
that'll work.
Holy Grail.
Angel.
Holy Grail. Holy Grail. Holy Grail's the song.
Oh, fuck. You put it. You hang it out there in front of me and you take it away from me. Let me have that.
Sorry, Liam. You're off the team. One thing, Brett. I don't know if you knew this about our team. One thing, Brett. You might not have known about my team, but we all of our badges are Velcroed on. Did you notice that when you met us?
No, I didn't see that. They're Velcroed on? Why is that?
All of our badges are, yes, because if you fuck up a cook, we rip your badge off and throw it in the fire, and you're off the team. So it's really, really, we call it playing for sheep stations here. So if you lose everything. You lose the sheep station. So, I think Holy Grail is going to be our song. So that'll be the song. Dodgy.
We'll find Holy Grail. We'll make it your song.
Yeah, it's gold. We love it because that's us. We're going for one thing. We want the prize. You know me. We've talked about it before. I want the team to have those rings. That's all we're here for. We're going to be funny. We're going to have a good time. We're party animals, but we want those rings. That's all we want. So every other team coming, time to not book your flights. Don't bother coming because Team Australia wants those rings. And we're prepared to, do whatever it takes to get them.
You want the $15,000 check that'll go along with it?
You know what? I'll go that to charity. I want the rings.
That's all right. You'll get both. That's awesome.
In fact, I'll give it the rest of the team. Yeah, we want those rings. There's only one thing. We want the prize. The ring. I want them. So, the boys are going to wear those rings. So we're bringing the heat. There's no doubt.
All right, you heard it first, guys. They say they're coming to take the ring. They're going to take it back to Australia. So when you guys come over, we'll have you just give me a list of what you need, and I'll make sure you have a grill out there. We'll make sure you have we'll easy up a grill, table, ice chest. You'll kind of be set up. Some of our sponsors will provide you'll have a Pelican ice chest out there and a PK grill or whatever. If you want a Weber, just let me know what kind of grill you want. We'll have it there for you.
Yeah, I think, I think first and foremost, it's such a cool opportunity, not just for us to kind of have a competition locally to win and have the sort of props and fun that came with it, but the opportunity to come across and compete is second to none. And, I think anyone who's competitive in nature, who has done one of these, knows the feeling, and anyone who doesn't has to get on board this. You want to come and meet like the best of the best from around the world. And, we're not kidding when we say we're really, really competitive, but we can't wait to come meet the rest of the SCA family. It's going to be fun. We're proud to be part of it, proud to be part of the Australian contingent. We've got two competitions set for Australia. We've won one. The next one's at Creekside. Creekside is in a country town in, kind of the country Victoria, which is one of our states. It's a pretty remote location, but it's the number one location for barbecue as far as we're concerned. We consider it our hometown, so we're going to win that one as well. Hello, Sally Giebert. And once we win that sucker, we'll bring in two of them. Yeah, absolutely called it. And when we won two, we're definitely coming for the American one. But to Brett, you guys, thank you very much for letting us have the opportunity. We're really, really excited. And you guys run a really tight ship. The idea of having the kit that we need there when we arrive, all I can do is control these monkeys not to get too loose. Because, they are a bunch of absolute drunken cunts, I tell you.
And stay away from the shotguns.
Yeah, we'll keep you away from the guns. You got Thursday night will be fun. Friday will be the championship. Friday you'll never forget Friday night. It's just a great time. And Chris Lilly, the barbecue legend, came to our event and he said, Brett, this is one of the best times I've had in an event. For Chris to say that to us really blew us away because, I've known Chris for a little while now through the cooking, and wow, what a nice guy that's been around the world. And it just meant the world to us to hear that. So I know you guys are going to have fun.
I can't tell you how exciting it is. I mean, obviously someone of your note, you guys have, yourself alone, a whole host of accomplishments that we aspire to. You mentioned Chris Lilly. I mean, what a rock star in barbecue. We have our heroes in this particular, sport, and we call it sport, but, in this particular domain, obviously Chris is up the top. I mentioned Kevin. He's an absolute hero of mine. Pretty much everyone who knows anything about barbecue is involved with you guys, and yeah, we're pumped. We're pumped to kind of put our names up and amongst it. So, can't wait. Really can't wait.
Well, we're going to put you on the island there, Billy Bob's, right in front of it in the center. That's where we put all the international teams. So you're right in the center of the action, and we'll introduce you to everybody you want to meet. Johnny Joseph, our 3-time points champion, will be there. Dan Judd, that's leading the pack this year. We've got women that are kicking the guys' ass this year. Excuse me. The women are beating the husbands this year. I figured that out. What it is just like Kevin said. You get the fire right and you cook the meat. We tend to overthink things sometimes, and women get out there and let it fly. They just cook it. Same as our kids cook off. They're great cooks.
It's funny you should say that. I got the chance at Meatstock Sydney after you'd left. Meatstock Melbourne, obviously a big event, which we had the opportunity to win this. Meatstock Sydney followed that, Sydney being, our largest city in Australia. And I got the chance to cook with Saffron Hodges. Saffron, who's your SCA representative in Australia, also bush cooking,
Yes.
Great example, her and Ali, their all-girl cooking team. Obviously with me on was less than all-girl, but still, you're right. Sex is not the deciding factor. It's those people who understand the basics. But I think for us the exciting factor is, we just love this thing so much, and I think if you love something a lot and you put everything into it, you can always win. So, like I said, we're coming. We're going to party like rock stars. But we're definitely coming to win that thing. We're coming for fun.
Awesome. Well, we are glad you guys are coming. You guys want to plug anything before we go here? Do you have any rub or anything you want to plug in there? Any of your sponsors?
Well, let me start, and then we let my team have a crack. A couple of things I want to plug. Obviously, the big one for us locally in Australia, we have one person, we have to thank for everything we get to do. That's Ian Shaw at Ellis Butchers in South Australia. He basically makes our competition circuit run. Abel Contosis from Clean Heat Charcoal. They're coming to America with their charcoal brand, which is killer. Homestead Lovers. I mean, who doesn't love anything called Homestead? And SA Barbecue Woods, which is the guys we use to cook our wood. And we will be bringing our own wood, just so you know. That's how crazy we are. How we're going to get through customs, we have no effing idea. But we're bringing our own wood. We're bringing our own ironbark. And Big Shed Brewery, because we drink all their fucking beer, and they support us to the hilt. They're the big ones. And the other thing, too, a little shout-out to a couple of friends of mine, Amy and Mike Mills. Amy is a dead set legend. Mike, obviously, is the King legend. But, coming to visit them as well, or we come and visit. Hopefully they can come down for the competition. There's nothing better than those guys. So that'd be me. Boys, you got anything to add? Dane, do you want to kick it off?
Just want to say, thanks to guys like Grant here that actually gave me a try to get out into the old competitive barbecue. I was just a home cook and had no real, drive to compete, and met Grant and said, come on, jump on my team, and met Damo and Liam, and yeah, look where we are now. It's fantastic. They're all good cunts.
Love it.
Liam?
Look, mate, without too much man love, but it's sort of the same story for me. Met Grant, got a chance to get involved, and here we are. And fantastic. It's come a long way since I've been involved in the 6 months I've been with TSJ, and now we're heading over to compete in the States, and it's just an absolute whirlwind. And can't wait to get over there and kick some ass, hopefully.
Yeah.
And if you need any catering, obviously Little Big Man Barbecue can cater for you. Damo, you got a shout out?
How did I not plug that? My own company. Why did I not say that?
Your own company is called Little Big Man Barbecue. I mean, you're crazy. But anyway, Little Big Man Barbecue.
Come on, buddy.
We cater everything. Get around it.
Damo,
I thought you were going to do that, Damo. I was leaving that for you. Little Big Man Barbecue, Damo. Shout out, Little Big Man Barbecue.
We have some great guys in our company. Little Big Man Barbecue is one of them. Fantastic company. Great guy.
Thanks, mate.
We're keen to get over to the US. Try some of our skills up. Get some guys that have been doing this for a hell of a lot longer than we have, to be honest. We're just going to love it. That's what we can do, really.
I'm actually really excited that Damo didn't. So just a quick one for you. Damo has a reputation of not saying very much, and we joke that he always just says, So that was awesome. So you said anything. So thanks for that, Damo.
But that is pretty much,
Why not?
No,
We got a lot.
I am super stoked to come to the States and do this stuff. We're hanging for it. That's all I'm going to say.
Good. Well, we're glad you guys are coming. You're going to have a great time. Ken will be here, of course. You're going to meet to JoJo. JoJo helps us with SCA. He is probably one of our lead, he is our lead rep. He runs a lot of events. He's got a personality as big as your guys', so you're going to love him. We're just going to try to make you guys feel at home. We appreciate you guys.
It might be a bit much for us to comprehend at the moment, just how big this shit could be, to be honest.
Well, if you guys
Not
win
for me.
this,
I was going to say, I reckon we'll MC the whole thing if you want, and next year we'll host it. We're happy. Host country.
How about we build Australia?
Come in this year, clean up, come back next year, host it, done, lock it in.
Like that confidence. All right, these are our buddies, Grant, Damien, Liam, and Dane from Australia. Thank you guys for coming on. I really appreciate it. We will.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Brett.
Give you some.
Thanks for this, Brett. See you, buddy.
Take care.
Thanks, Rick, man.
Oh my God!